The lights of Manila flicker over a sleepless city. On a quiet night in February 2016, money began to move. Not by armored trucks, but through invisible lines of code. How did hackers steal nearly $1 billion from one of the world's most secure banks?
5. And almost get away with it?
Context in one breath. The story begins with the Bangladesh Bank. The Central Bank of Bangladesh.
And the Federal Reserve Bank of New York.
From the glimmering lights of Manila Bay, a new global network emerges. By the time officials noticed, $81 million had vanished. From Bangladesh's national reserves through international transfers.
It happened during a weekend.
In early 2016, someone tried to move $951 million USD.
And it changed how the world defends digital money. Because this was the first major cyberbank heist in recorded history.
Why does it matter now?
Vanished into casinos in the Philippines. If your country's savings vanished overnight, who would you call? 21. Timeline of key events.
22. In the early hours of February 5, 2016.
21. Timeline of key events.
23. The Bangladesh Bank's network received secret instructions.
Hackers had entered the system weeks earlier.
Through a phishing email containing malware. Hackers had entered the system weeks earlier. The code gave them access to the SWIFT terminal. SWIFT Swinifura, the system for sending payment orders between global banks. They created 35 fake transfer requests. 29. Each directing money from Bangladesh's account at the New York Fed.
To private accounts in the Philippines and Sri Lanka.
If successful, it would have been the biggest bank robbery in history. If successful, it would have been the biggest bank robbery in history.
All without a single mask or gun.
February 5 of 6, 2016. Source: NY Fed Records.
34. Most transactions were blocked after a spelling error raised suspicion.
The word foundation was misspelled as Fandation. Swift alert. Closing 16.
37. But by then, $81 million had already cleared. Cleared into accounts at Rizal Commercial Banking Corporation and both RCBC in Manila. 37. But by then, $81 million had already cleared.
Within days, the money was split. $41. Converted to pesos.
42. And funneled through a network of casinos. Once converted into chips and cash, the trail went cold.
44. Evidence and verification. Card 1. Bangladesh Bank confirmed the malware intrusion.
$47. Unauthorized SWIFT transfers occurred.
48. Official bank statement, March 2016.
49. Card 2. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York acknowledged receiving fake instructions. 50. Most were blocked after red flags appeared.
The Philippine Anti-Money Laundering Council traced the funds.
52. Through RCBC and into local casinos.
At that time, casinos were exempt from anti-laundering laws. Card 4. FireEye and Symantec linked the malware to Lazarus.
56. A hacking group tied to operations in North Korea.
57.
$58.
59. Each piece painted a consistent picture.
A sophisticated, multi-stage cyber operation. Executed with insider-level understanding of global banking.
62. Conflicting views and gaps.
Not all experts agreed on who was behind it.
Some said the Lazarus link was circumstantial. 65. Based on overlapping code fragments that could have been copied. Others believed rogue insiders may have helped. Or regional criminal groups moving stolen money locally.
68. The Philippine Senate hearings showed compliance gaps and poor communication between banks.
70. But no conclusive proof of who coordinated the heist. Through a phishing email containing malware. To this day, the full chain of command remains unclear. 72. from the first line of code to the last casino chip.
What we know versus unconfirmed.
75. For Bangladesh, the loss wasn't just financial.
76. It was emotional.
The money was meant for hospitals, schools, and infrastructure. 78. Officials described feeling violated by invisible hands. The rustle of clothing as the phantom hands search. In the Philippines, bank employees faced scrutiny. 81. Casino workers were questioned.
82.
Many claimed they never knew the source of the money.
84. Communities saw reputations shaken.
85. New laws later brought casinos under oversight.
86. Source: Philippine Senate Bill, 2017.
'88. Expert lens. Why it matters.
91. 91. Now they must guard doors of code.
92. The thieves didn't pick a lock for Mindit. They rewrote it.
93.
Cybersecurity analysts explain that SWIFT relies on trust. 95. The hackers exploited that trust.
96. They didn't break the system by just one user inside it.
97. It showed how a digital intrusion in Dhaka could trigger alarms in New York.
98. And ripple through Manila in seconds.
99. The event marked the dawn of state-linked cybercrime. 100. Where espionage, finance, and warfare began to blur.
101. Mini recap.
102. Money moved.
103. Warnings came too late.
'" So what have we learned? And what still hides in the code?
We know how the attack worked. Phishing, malware, Swift messages.
We don't know who pressed send.
That mystery leads to what happens next.
109. What's next? Scenarios. Global banks overhauled their systems.
Added multi-factor authentication and behavioral monitoring.
112. Confidence high.
law enforcement still tracing the stolen money.
Identifying every human behind the keyboard sank. Unlikely. $117. The lessons remain urgent.
$119. Cyber defenses are only as strong as the people who watch them. $120. The first cyberbank heist wasn't just a crime. It was a message,